Are you serious? Guys, are you serious, guys? Welcome to the Coming Apocalypse. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. This is the YouTube version of the Coming Apocalypse. Well, Doomsday, Apophis, Asteroid, it's coming. And we shouldn't have to worry about it. We shouldn't have to be too concerned with it, except the fact it's huge. It's monstrous. It's 1,100 feet in diameter. It's 3 football fields, larger than that, headed in our direction. And since it was discovered, NASA thought it had a 2.7% chance of hitting the Earth. Recalculations later, about 8 years later, said no, scrape by. Guys, we're now 4 years out. Friday the 13th, April the 13th, 2029. What is really going to happen? Is there a prophecy? Is the Bible warning us of this very day? I'll tell you more about that. Give me 1 second. But first, guys, there's 3harmfulfoods.com/Paul. That's 3harmfulfoods.com/Paul. We live in the most advanced era in human history. There have never been more medical breakthroughs than there are right now. So why are millions of Americans more unhealthy and overweight than they've ever been? According to the U.S. board-certified physicians and expert nutritionist, Dr. Amy Lee, one of the main reasons is 3 harmful foods that are being passed off as health foods all over this country. And wait till you hear this. Because these foods can cause weight gain, clog your digestive tract, deplete your energy, wreck your skin, they are banned in other nations. Yet shockingly, they're still legal here in the United States. And it's time someone shines a light on what they are. Dr. Amy Lee does just that, while explaining how the side effects from these foods are wreaking havoc on the health of millions of Americans. The great news is it's easy to stop and reverse this damage by simply learning which foods to avoid and how to spot them. And by doing so, you can experience easier weight loss, smooth digestion, and vibrant energy. Now, what do you need to do? Listen, go right now to 3harmfulfoods.com/Paul. That's right, 3harmfulfoods.com/Paul, and find out what Dr. Amy Lee is revealing today. Wow, guys, seriously, that stuff, that's just not good. And why do they keep leaving stuff on the market that isn't good for us, and yet taking stuff off the market that is good for us? That's another story. That's another video. But let me go right here. Let's talk about the issue at hand, and that is Apophis. Apophis. April. That's right. April the April 13th. 2029. This is why we're doing the video. This is exactly why we're doing the webinar on March 22nd, because of not only the solar eclipse, although we're going to tell you a lot about the effects of the solar eclipse on April 8th at this webinar. The webinar is March 22nd. Look at the names. Look at the speakers. Mark Biltz, Doug Hagman. I'm interviewing both those guys today for the webinar. BP Earthwatch, Troy Anderson, Mike from around the world, Rex Bear, Mike Kerr, and Jeannie Moore. I'm going to give you my presentation biblically and prophetically, and of course my son BC Begley, or Bart Begley. It's going to be an incredible webinar. Get your tickets right now. Go to my website at paulbegleyprophecy.com. Listen to this. On Friday the 13th, April 13th, 2029, Earth faces a potential threat from the asteroid Apophis. The impending close approach of this celestial body has sparked concerns about its potential impact on our planet. This report aims to analyze the scientific implications of Apophis near-Earth encounter and explore the psychological ramifications on humanity, drawing parallels from the biblical perspective, particularly Revelation chapter 8. Now, let's look first at the scientific analysis of Apophis, okay? Because, we probably will start there. Apophis, named after the ancient Egyptian god of chaos, is an asteroid 340 meters in diameter. And so in other words, huge, way over, too big. Discovered in 2004, it garnered attention due to its initial calculations indicating small possibility of a collision with Earth on April 13th, Friday the 13th, 2029. And while subsequent observations have ruled out a direct impact during this pass, Apophis will still come within 31,000 kilometers or 18,000 miles from the surface of the Earth. Remarkably close distance for sure. Despite these reassurances of no immediate danger, this close encounter raises concerns about the potential future of impacts, deep impacts, small chances in its trajectory, small changes. If just any little calculations off a little bit, the Earth's gravitational pull could pull this massive asteroid into our path, posing a risk for future encounters. Understanding the potential consequences of such an event is crucial for devising mitigation strategies and preparing for future celestial threats. Maybe that's why NASA has been sending up space probes, been studying asteroids, been studying deflection on asteroids, studying everything on how to deal with incoming impacts. The impact of an asteroid like Apophis, though, could be catastrophic, depending on its size and composition. It could unleash devastating effects ranging from regional destruction to global catastrophe. The kinetic energy released upon impact could trigger seismic activity, massive tsunamis, wildfires, leading to widespread damage and loss of life. The aftermath might include long-term environmental consequences, such as climate disruption and extinction events. Now, what's the human psychological response to such a threat? The looming threat of Apophis presents a unique challenge to humanity's collective psyche. While the probability of impact in 2029 may be low, the uncertainty surrounding this future encounter breeds fear and anxiety, guys. It really, really does for a lot of people. Psychologically, humans struggle to cope with existential threats beyond their control, especially those originating from a cosmic phenomena. The psychological impact of Apophis can be understood, though, through various lenses. The concept of existential risk, polarized by philosopher Nick Bostrom, refers to the threat that could lead to human extinction or irreversible societal collapse. Apophis embodies such a risk, albeit with a low probability of occurrence. Nonetheless, the mere possibility of this catastrophic event triggers primal fears and existential anguish. Moreover, the symbolism of Friday the 13th, a day associated with superstitions and ill omens in many cultures, amplifies this psychological impact of Apophis' close approach. The convergence of astronomical and cultural factors heightens the public apprehension, leading to an increased anxiety and stress. The media portrayal of the event further exasperates these feelings, sensationalizing the potential threat and fueling the speculation. Now, psychological responses to the existential threat like Apophis often manifest in various ways. Individuals may experience heightened levels of stress, anxiety, and depression, leading to behavioral changes and psychosomatic symptoms. Collective reactions, including panic buying, increased religiosity, social unrest, as people seek ways to cope with the uncertainty and regain a sense of control. So you can understand why people would be so stressed out over this. But what is the biblical perspective of Revelation chapter 8 as it comes to Apophis? In the biblical literature, particularly in the book of Revelation, cosmic phenomena are often depicted as harbingers of divine judgment and eschatological events. Revelation chapter 8 describes a series of cosmic disturbances, including the sounding of the trumpets, which is heralding in the catastrophic events on earth. While interpretations of these passages may vary with some, they offer insights on how ancient cultures conceptualized the celestial phenomena and their significance. Now, in Revelation chapter 8, verses 10 through 11 of Revelation, it describes a star falling from heaven, symbolizing a celestial body impacting the earth and poisoning the waters. This imaginary bears, well, it's not imaginary, it's an image. The image of this bears resemblance to a potential consequences of an asteroid impact. Such a contamination of water resources and environmental devastation. The symbolic language used in Revelation reflects humanity's attempts to comprehend and interpret the cosmic events through the lens of religious beliefs, cultural narratives, and biblical prophecies. From a psychological perspective, as we've just talked about, the biblical narratives like Revelation chapter 8 offer solace and meaning in times of crisis. You say, how? Because those of us who believe in our God, those of us who understand Jesus Christ. The apocalyptic imagery serves as a framework for understanding the existential threats and navigating existential anguish. For believers, such a narrative provides a sense of divine providence and ultimate redemption, instilling hope amidst uncertainty and tribulation. However, interpretations of biblical prophecies must be approached with concern and caution, as they can fuel apocalyptic fears. So when reading Revelation chapter 8, it offers some symbolic insights to humanity's relationship with cosmic phenomena. It should also be understood that these biblical ancient passages are used for a revelation of future events. That is why Tom Horn wrote the book Wormwood Prophecy, and this is why I've been talking about this now for almost 20 years, or right at 20 years since I found out about it, that this is a serious situation. It's, if you look at the scientific effects of it coming, its size and its proximity to the earth, and then you read the biblical description of it, they match. They match. So the psychological part in the middle, that's some of it is just the absolute. If people are not saved, they're going to be a whole lot more apprehensive than those that are. We see it as a sign of the coming of the Lord Jesus Christ. The world sees it as an end to their world. So what is the conclusion? Well, the impending close approach of asteroid Apophis on Friday the 13th, April 13th, 2029, raises scientific, psychological, and even theological questions about humanity's relationship with the cosmic phenomenon and with our relationship with God. And while the probability of impact maybe is about 2 or 3% initially in 2029, the event serves as a reminder of the fragility of life and the interconnectedness of human civilization with our God. Guys, Apophis is coming. Scientists know this. Prophecy, eschatology experts, Bible scholars, we know this, and the general public is slowly coming to understand this. You have to understand this. I'm talking about this, even though it's 4 years away. You might say, why bring this up now? We got 4 more years to worry about that. Because most people have never even heard of this and won't hear about this until the final 6 months before its arrival. On New Year's of 2029, people will start anticipating, what does this mean? I want to get out ahead of it and share with them that it is a sign of the coming of the Lord. Remember what Jesus said in Luke 21. He said, for there shall be signs in the sun, the moon, and the stars, distress of nations with perplexity. The sea, the waves will be roaring, and men's hearts will fail them for fear. Men's hearts will fail them for fear. That's the psychological manifestation. Men's hearts will fail them for fear, for looking after those things that are coming upon the earth. So men's hearts will fail them for fear, looking after those things coming upon the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. planet Earth, planet X, shaking everything up. I don't know. And then we shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, he said, look up. When these things begin to come to pass 4 years from now, look up. We're 4 years away. Look up, for your redemption, your Savior, your Messiah, your Redeemer, Yeshua, Jesus of Nazareth, is coming. Your redemption is drawing nigh or close. We are so close. Give your life to Jesus Christ, folks. He's coming soon. I'll be back with more right here today on the coming apocalypse. Are you serious? Are you saved? God bless.